Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Here we are. It's Easter Friday. Happy Easter, everybody. I'll tell you what, yesterday was hilarious going into the supermarket to go and buy some toilet roll and some oat cakes, gluten-free oat cakes. And I just have to share this, as you all know. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Bear with me. Sometimes things don't always just go the way you want them to, but that's life. Life is you fill in the blank. There we go. I can see myself. God, you're looking good. Now, you might be wondering why I'm so unshaven. Well, I've gone into hermit mode. I like to observe the masses and do the opposite. And My365, we're working on a couple of really big projects at the moment. We've got our next two My365 Elite Masterclasses that we're filming a week on Monday. One of those is on mindfulness, which is a fascinating subject, and the other one is on leadership. And it means I've been getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and every week this week I've got up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I want to kind of get up earlier, but I know that's probably not the best thing to do because I've got to go to work. I've got to go to work on creating, and I want these masterclasses for our elite members to be the best that I've ever done. And they're just, why I'm telling you this, whether you're an elite member or not, it's all about mastery. And this week has all been about drive. This is day 5, and I appreciate all of you turning up, but you'll see less people here this morning because it's Easter Friday, which means people put their routine out of the window. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Good morning, everyone. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that. But let me tell you something that is really, really important. From coaching people for years, one of the things I've learned, and having written a book called Habit Busting, which has been published in so many different languages. I found a couple of the other ones the other day. It's been published in Russian, it's been published in Polish, it's been published in Arabic. It was a best-selling book. It sold over 100,000 copies. Habit Busting. And I can tell you, when it comes to breaking habits, if you realize there are certain things that you need to do in order to break the habit or take on a new one, and you take a day off, that's okay. If that day becomes 2 days, then you might as well start again. And we've looked this week. I don't know how many of you have had a great week, but I definitely have. I think it's a fascinating subject to look at drive. What is driving you forward? Isn't that interesting that we've been talking about drive, and my new car was delivered to me, which obviously drives me from A to B, over, I don't know, 3,000 people watched that video. It's really quite bizarre, but that's what we can do. We can share these things. It was quite unique. I wanted to share it with everybody. But this week, I've been talking about drive. What in the past has driven you to where you are today? What I mean by that is, what is the emotion? And for many people, what has driven us is worry, doubt, depression, sadness. It's mainly fear. In most cases, what's driven us to where we are today is fear. Now, if we think about where we want to go, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to help many of you go somewhere, to create the life you want, to help you achieve your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, to break. And this really is the opportunity. This really is the opportunity to do that. This really is the opportunity to do that. And I know that many of you don't treat it that way because this is free. I don't know, because you get too distracted, that you don't really treat this opportunity to get world-class coaching, to get the support from like-minded people, and to have something that is here for you every single day, Monday to Friday. I believe many of you don't treat it like that. I believe many of you do this half-heartedly, which is okay. That's your choice. But it's what you're going to put into this is what you're going to get out of it. And I know that all of the things that you want, if you know what you want, some people don't even know what they want. You are capable of achieving those things. But achieving them with the drive of fear and worry and doubt and social comparison, if you're being driven by that, you're only going to get so far. So we looked at 3 types of drive. The drive of motivation 1.0, which was survival. Thousands of years ago, what motivated people was one thing: to survive. Then, when we realized that we could use people to make money from people and get them into systems like education, school, into work. Another system was developed, Motivation 2.0, which was the carrot and the stick. Here's a carrot. Come over here. Come over here. You can have a carrot. If you're a good boy, you can have an Easter egg, which we'll talk about in a minute. I could not believe yesterday in the supermarket the amount of people that were buying eggs. And they were literally in the supermarket continuously putting them on the shelf, putting them on the shelves, putting them on the shelves. You couldn't get them off because everyone's doing what everyone else is doing. Now, if you want to do what everyone else is doing, that's fine. But the majority of people you meet aren't happy. They're just conforming. And I want all of you to think about right now, what is it in your life that you're inspired to do? What is it in your life that you really want to achieve? And if you want to achieve any of those things, what is the driving force that you need to take you there? For many of you, you need to be inspired. You see, Motivation 3.0 has 3 key elements. Autonomy. Autonomy meaning, it's me. I'm doing this. I'm working on something that is important to me. I might be sharing that with other people, but ultimately I get satisfaction. I get nourishment. I get fulfillment from it. Now, I get that from many things. I get it from this. I get it from practicing meditation. I get it from practicing yoga. You don't have to practice loads of things, but I am what my friend yesterday, who I did a podcast with, Mr. Carl Norman, talked about, a developer. I'm developing things. I'm creating things. So having autonomy. The second is mastery. And I'm excited to tell you that next week, I'm going to spend a whole week focusing on that subject, mastery. It is such an important subject. And when you look at anyone who's successful, anyone really successful, depends what maybe you classify as success, they mastered something. They're still working on something. Mastery doesn't happen in an instant. It happens over an extended period of time. And I ask all of you, with anything that you're practicing, rather than thinking about where that practice will take you next week, where will that practice take you in 5 to 10 years' time? Where will you be if you've practiced it for 5 to 10 years' time? Some of you are playing this small. Like every week, I ask everybody, everyone who's involved in this, make a film or write it down, share it with 10 people. What have you learned this week at the My365 school, which you're all at? This is the My365 school. You're here. What have you learned? What have you done? What have you achieved? And what are you going to do with this? You see, the third element, autonomy, mastery, is purpose. Now, for some people, they say, I don't know what my purpose is. Well, maybe your purpose right here, right now, is to engage, to make some notes, to put a big smile on your face. You see, a purposeful life is a happy life. But when the purpose is of meaning to you, because you, as you know, you're on a journey, right? You're on a hero's journey. You're a hero. You turned up here this morning. You could be doing something else. There's something about you. You know there's more to you than meets the eye. That's why you're here today. You're a hero, but you're on a journey. And where are you on that journey? Because maybe you're in a crisis. Maybe you've just come out of one. Maybe you're going into one. You know, and I spoke yesterday at length to someone about this, that you know one of the reasons you've been playing it small, one of the reasons maybe you've been taking habits or participating in doing things that maybe you regret doing, is because deep down inside you, you know you're not living up to your fullest potential. You know, and I know there's more to you than meets the eye. And I care for any of you that have shown up here this morning, because you're showing up. You're saying, you know what? What do I want? So take some time as I just bring up my summary of the week, because, you know, I find it hard sometimes to do the small things, but it's the small things, the detail, which often can make the big difference. It's time for an upgrade, my friends. It's time for an upgrade. Motivation 1.0, motivation 2.0 is the carrot and the stick. If you do this, you'll get that. If you're a good boy, you can have an Easter egg. If you don't do this, you won't get that. That's how many of us have moved through the world. I need to do this for a reason. Whereas motivation 3.0 isn't even motivation, it's inspiration. It's when you breathe life into something. You breathe life into anything you want. Like, I breathe life into this. Many of you, maybe you can feel it. This guy, he really cares about me. He's breathing life into what is important to me. So take some time to review. What is it that you're working on? What is important to you? Where do you want to go? You've got what it takes. So I want to just go over a couple of things before we finish up, and I want to wish everyone a happy Easter. And maybe see that the egg that you eat or don't eat, remember, with any eggs, you've got a choice, right? You don't have to eat this. Just because everyone else is eating chocolate, it doesn't mean you have to. If you do want to eat it, enjoy it. Don't eat it and give yourself a hard time afterwards. But maybe this is quite symbolic, because every day, and this is what my coach said to me years ago, he always said, start the day eating eggs, ideally a boiled egg. And he said in China, it's very symbolic that they often eat an egg and rice and pak choi. That's mainly the staple diet of most of the average Chinese person. And the egg symbolizes a rebirth, of being born again. And every day you can be born again. Every day you can make today a better day than the day before. Every day you have an opportunity to be incredible and amazing. You know it, and I know it. So let's just quickly recap. Last week, we were talking about you being anti-fragile. You know, rather than being fragile, I break easily, or being robust in terms of, you know, you're robust, but you do break. When you work on mastery and your purpose and bringing it down to one sentence, knowing who you are and inspiring people to be the best that they can be every single day, what is it for you? What's your one sentence? What are you working on? Where are you going? I know these are lots of questions, but they're important questions to ask. That to become more anti-fragile, to become more robust, is the discipline that it takes to work on something day in, day out. You know, science really shows the secret of high performance. And the real secret of high performance, my friends, is mastery, being intrinsically having the desire to do something. Like Jim Lawrence, who shows up here every day. He has an intrinsic desire to help other people lose weight like he has. He has an intrinsic desire to help people be the best that they can be. What about you? Vanessa Murray has a desire to create music and share that music. But if you want it enough, do you expect it to be easy? Sandra Holland, have a great day today. We'll be thinking about you. I think your daughter today is getting married. Everyone has a desire to do something, but most of us won't even open up to what our desires are. I believe in you. I know that you're amazing. I appreciate you guys showing up this week. If you haven't shared this, please share it, because we all know that this information needs to be heard. I'm looking forward to seeing people's videos. When people say they haven't got time, it's just not a priority for you. You know, make your commitment to really commit to working on yourself more than you have any time before. Thank you so much, everyone. Has this been a good week for you? Thank you so much to all of our Instagrammers. Let's just make a little quick video on here. Goodbye, Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, Pete Cohen _. We'll say goodbye, and I'll just make a quick video on here just to summarize. Here we go. Let's go here. Let's go there. So this is day 5 on the subject of drive. It's been pretty awesome. Who's had a great week? Show me some heart, show me some love. I don't know about you, but I've had a great time. Again, I have learned a lot. And I believe that I'm the one who will get the most out of what I'm doing, because I am learning, I'm immersing myself in drive. This week has been about drive. What is driving you forwards? Now, we don't want you to be driven predominantly by fear and worry and doubt. We want you to be driven by what? This is the last question you can all ask yourself today. What do you want to be driven forwards by? Do you want to be driven forwards by love, determination, passion, discipline, excitement? What do you want the driving force in your life to be? Your life matters. Make sure you tune in all of next week, even on Easter Monday. The subject is mastery, learning how to master the discipline of mastering something. It will change your life. It will change your world. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. There you go. I appreciate every single one of you. Have a great day. Much love. Happy Easter, and we'll see you on Monday. Ta-ta.